Hey, it's Jess with Hardcore Carnivore, and today I'm going to be cooking up an epic smoked prime rib with herb butter crust. Prime rib is maybe the most special of all special occasion meals, and if you thought you liked it from the oven, wait till you try it from the smoker. Today I'm going to be using an H-E-B Prime 1 prime rib. Now mine is bone in, but you can actually get an easy carve version where the butcher will cut the bones away and then retie them on, which is perfect because the bones are going to protect the meat during cooking, but then it's even easier to carve once you get it to the table. Best of both worlds. To cook the prime rib, I'm going to be doing an extended low and slow cook, then a rest, and then a high heat finish to set that crust. So it's going to be a 3-stage cooking process. You might want to grab a napkin. This recipe is gonna have you drooling. Here's my H-E-B Prime 1 prime rib, and this 4-bone behemoth weighs in at about 10 pounds. Just look at that gorgeous marbling. That means it's gonna be tastier, juicier, and more tender. Let's start by making the herb butter. You can use any kind of soft leaf herbs you like, and today I'm using parsley, chives, oregano, and thyme. Just chop them up finely and then add them to 3 sticks of softened salted butter, along with 3 crushed cloves of garlic. Then mix well to combine. You're gonna wanna reserve about a half cup of the blended herb butter for the big based finish later on, and you can make the butter up to a day in advance. I've already seasoned the rib roast on all sides with salt, and now with the prime rib bone side down, I'm using a knife to spread the butter evenly over the top and sides of the beef. Make sure there are no gaps, and you're looking for a coating that's about 1/8 of an inch thick. Once your prime rib is all buttered up, you're ready for the first stage of the cooking process. You can use an offset smoker, a pellet grill, or even a grill that's set up for low and slow cooking. Whatever you use, you want it set to run between 225 and 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And I recommend using oak or mesquite wood because it pairs really well with the beef. Put the prime rib into the smoker, and this is where it'll stay for the next few hours. It'll take about 30 minutes per pound to cook the prime rib, so for one of this size we're looking at about 4 to 5 hours. But we're actually going to cook to temperature, not time. See, I'm shooting for a perfect medium rare here, and that means that I want my final temperature to be 135 degrees internal. But that's the temperature at the end of all 3 cycles of cooking. So for this first stage, I'm going to want to remove it 10 to 15 degrees beforehand, so I'm going to take it off once it registers 120 degrees internal temp. After about 4 hours, my prime rib looks gorgeous and has finally reached an internal temperature of 120. So I'm going to remove it from the smoker and let it rest for about 20 minutes. You can cover it loosely with foil to preserve some of the heat, but you don't want to disturb that crust. While the prime rib rests, crank up that smoker to 450 to 500 degrees, and actually because that prime rib is resting right now and then we're going to reheat it with that final sear, you can cut into it as soon as that's finished and you won't have to wait to rest it again. The final heat is just to give it a little oomph of color and crust, and now's also the time that you're going to get that last half cup of butter that we reserved and melt it in a little pan. Place the prime rib into a super hot smoker, then pour over the remaining herb butter. Close the lid and cook for no more than 10 minutes, and this is the beauty you end up with. A gorgeous, rich, golden brown exterior, flecked with all those fresh herbs and a buttery crust. And if you thought the outside looked amazing, just wait until you see what the inside looks like. Total edge-to-edge medium rare perfection. Smoky, beefy goodness, inside and out. And that, my friends, is how you nail smoked prime rib. Head to H-E-B's YouTube channel to check out other great recipes.